In this video, we're going to see how a divide and conquer technique can be shifted into a chopping technique with the stop and chop. Right now, I am using the phaco needle to shave the nuclear material and make a trough. With divide and conquer, we usually make 4 quadrants. With the stop and chop technique, we are just going to divide our nucleus in half and then chop it. So I'm rotating the nucleus 180 degrees and I am doing my divide and conquer trough. You see I'm not moving the eye but just moving my needle and increasing my foot pedal down in foot position 3 to cut the nuclear material. I am now, instead of going on and making another quadrant, I'm going to chop this nucleus into 2 halves. I'm burying my tip, going in foot position 3 for just a moment, and then back into foot position 2 to hold on to the nucleus. Again, burying my tip, and then I'm going to divide. Now I have 2 halves, and I'm going to chop this 1 half. Bury tip in 3, now back to 2, and then chop. So the purpose of being in 2 is to hold the nuclear material and to use my second instrument to cleave and pull towards my paracentesis. Burying the tip again, and now I'm going to grab a piece of this material and bring it towards the center. Now it's in the center at the iris plane. I'm going to begin to emulsify the nucleus, and you'll see I'm using my second instrument actually pulling the material towards my tip, and then I will actually flick it off of my tip. The purpose of this is to prevent complete occlusion of my nucleus onto my needle for more than a moment. I don't want to build up a vacuum in my tubing that will create post-occlusion surge. I'm moving my nuclear material so that I can grab it easily with my needle, and then I am pushing, using my second instrument to push the phaco material off in front of the tip so that it can be easily emulsified and aspirated. I've then moved the other half to an angle which is easy for me to grab. I'm chopping a piece of that, bringing it central again at the iris plane, and again I'm using my second instrument to tease the piece of nuclear material so that it is not stuck on my nucleus. Again, another chop where I bury my tip in foot position 3 for a second, then back to foot position 2. I bring the piece centrally and use my second handpiece to gently push the nucleus off my tip so that I don't get full occlusion. So I am on with my needle, I'm on foot position 3 and back to 2 frequently with a tapping, or I can use a pulse mode or a burst mode so that I'm just getting these little bursts of phaco power that allow me to have better control and not add too much energy into the eye. Now I have one teeny piece left. I am removing the needle, the phaco needle, and now I'm going to replace it with an IA tip. In the IA tip, I just see that little piece of nuclear material, and I'm going to grab that and then use a second instrument to kind of smush it into the opening of the eye.